Hey, what's up, YouTube? Finally figured out how to attach my little intro video, so I think it's pretty neat. We're moving on up here. Going to do a little video here about TOA 100 before it switches over for the new month. A lot of people ask in general, how do you beat TOA 100? Well, I use Vero. Vero. I'm just messing around with that team on hard. Darien, and 2 healers, and a Violent Nuker. And I focus on the boss, not the crystal. That's the simplest way that I can think of telling you how to beat this. You can use Chloe. I use Chloe for the shield and the immunity. You can use Bella as long as she's fast. I could use Theo in this instance, but I use my Monkey Man because he's pretty fast. He's at 150, 160 speed, but he hits like a truck, and constantly getting hit his passive stacks. And he just does some very good damage. Plus he has a self-heal vamp skill set built in on skill 2. So this is the team I use. I give this advice out. Vero, Darien, 2 healers, and a nuker. Darien, obviously, to lessen the damage incoming. The 2 healers to keep them alive. They're ruined very fast. 200 chasing, 258-ish Chloe. This whole team is pretty fast except Darien. I just need Darien for his passive. I also need him to break defense, and it's helpful when he breaks attack. But mainly I'm looking for that defense breaker. That way my Violent Nuker can get as many hits in as he can. It all works together. It works well. So I'll go ahead and show you how I beat TOA 100. If you can beat 90, you definitely can beat 100. 90 to 99 can be fairly tough. Does get quite annoying. But that's my saying. You can beat 90, you can beat 100. You might have to mix and match. You might have to up some speed on your runes, but you're not going to beat TOA with subpar runes. You're not going to beat TOA with runes that aren't to 12 or 5 or 4 3-star runes. The name of the game is runes, and the new meta is speed. So my monsters are all runed pretty fast, and everybody's thirsty for speed. And I try to get a little faster as you find each rune, but it's nearly impossible. I was building for TOA hard, but once the raids came out, it wasn't worth it to me. I'd rather stay with the pace of trying to match speed and HP and attack and whatever else may be in PvP, so I don't really care about TOA hard anymore. Maybe when I feel that I'm sufficient enough in raids and I can hang with PvP, I'll go for the extra scroll. I can get to about 70, and I just loses so much interest because it takes 15-20 minutes per level. It's so boring. It's to me, it almost feels like a waste, but it's a great accomplishment being able to beat TOA hard. Usually I go until it stops. It starts to take longer than 5 minutes. I'll stop, grab the rewards I can, and just carry on with either rune farming. Look at that, 49,000 hit on stage 100. I like to really do raids on the weekends, or raids whenever my R4 partners get together and they want to run some. You have to keep pace with the meta, especially being in higher top tier arena. Lower arena, you might gain the edge if you start doing raids a little bit early, but you don't want to waste these grindstones on runes that you know are going to be replaced, or runes that you know that aren't going to stay there. 6-star runes, you know that it's going to be pretty tough to outdo those subs. Start using those grindstones on. 5 stars, sure, I wouldn't waste hero on them, but if you absolutely love the subs on that rune, then certainly go with it. You can always, if you find something better, you can always use that rune to switch it to another monster. But TOA here is all about runes. It's about how your monsters work together. You can't just randomly throw monsters together and think you're going to beat something. It's not going to work like that. You need to find a team that works good. Dots work really well. A lot of stunning, a lot of CC crowd control works very, very well. Revivers are pretty sufficient. And, of course, tanked out violent monsters are epic. And Vero, of course, the god of dungeons and the god of PvE, he constantly cleansing things. He's such a reliever for a lot of the PvE adventures you do. The Chase and Chloe and well, let's just call them the duo. I was going to say the trifecta with Bella, but I don't have Bella here. The Clayson, the Clayson. There we go. The Clayson duo is quite phenomenal. Nothing can block her third heal, or her second heal, her third skill. Chloe is utterly useless only for the fact that her heal sucks, but her fanatic is absolutely amazing. The faster she is, the more effective she is. A lot of people also are using her on Violent. I'm not particularly fond of her on Violent. She's got one job only, and if she if she hits third skill, procs out of it, she's a sitting duck to be hit while your whole team is left shielded. So I've never really been a fan of Chloe on Violent. Some use it well. I don't like it, and I find it an easy target if she is Rune Violent. Darien is a tank. Darien is... Alright, let's click the boss here. Darien is all revenge or violent revenge. Some people like to do HP CDHP. I tried that, not a fan of it. I needed to switch out Revenge for Blade. I really do thoroughly like his Revenge because he adds that 100% defense break with his Revenge. There you go. AoE broke defense, Vero cleansed. This is where Darien and Monkey, the duo right here, they start to take off. I'm not worried about losing HP. Chase and Chloe are going to do what they do. Right here, defense broke. Monkey Man just takes off. Look at that. Already down a third. This can take up to 15 minutes to beat, especially if your monsters are rune a little slower. But the idea is I focus on the boss. Don't worry about the healing, or don't worry about the crystals. If you have a violent nuker that can catch on a defense break, you really got nothing to worry about. Vero's going to keep you cleansed. Chloe is going to keep you shielded. And Chasing, you know what she's going to do. She's going to keep you... look at that. Boom. And look at just Monkey Man go. You're going to catch about 2-3 pox every 2 or 3 turns. Sometimes you might get lucky on a 4. There goes Vero cleansing everything. That's interesting. He took a pretty nasty hit there. She's going to keep everybody healed. Not getting the proc, which is quite interesting. There we go. There he goes. Look at that. 4 hits. Look at that. 4 hits. Took that boss from 3/4 to a little under half. Isn't that something? And there's Chasing doing her thing. Set it and forget it, as my guild members call it. Or call me. I haven't touched a single crystals. They're not even bothering me. For some reason, he's picking on Darien, which is fine. He's tanked out at almost 40,000 hit points. But once Vero starts proccing, removes all the debuffs. This has taken me so far 6 minutes. Defense broke, 100%. Bam. The heals, the cleansing, Chasing is just... Once she procs one time, she's got another heal available. Simple as that. I mean, I don't even worry about the crystals. Some people do, but just focus on the boss, and look at that. In under 7 minutes, I have solo autoed the boss. I wish you can get a legendary scroll every time you beat it. Wouldn't that be something? You know, after you do it the first time. But it makes it harder and harder and harder and harder to the point where about 3 or 4 legend scrolls, you need perfectly timed teams. But there it is, folks. TOA 100, Vero, Darien, 2 healers, and a nuker. Just wanted to touch bases with my fan base here, let them know how TOA 100 is completed on this cycle. Once the reset occurs, I'll make some random videos of some of the levels that a lot of the members have problems with. I'll show each of the boss. I usually use a pure nuke team till about 60-ish. No heals, straight nuke. Usually gets me to about 67, 68. I think the farthest I've gotten was 69 on one reset. I haven't really done hard. I've been focusing on... This is where it starts to get long. I've been focusing on raids. Don't really care about hard anymore. I like the grindstones and the gemstones. Those are what I'm looking for. Maybe when I get bored down the road and feel like I've reached every possible angle I can on this game, which is nearly impossible, I'll start back into building a hard team. You really need... There's a few key monsters you need for this. Beretta, which I've ate and I don't really care to use, but he is useful for here. And Basalt. I've been trying to get Basalt, the Dark Elephant Mammoth, for a year now. Never have. Never got him. So, alright, well, I appreciate you guys watching. I was just showing you a quick video on TA 100. This is Lucky1313, leader of That One Guild. 23 guilds now, up to 690 people. We have a Facebook fan page. We have a soon-to-be-built website. We've already secured the domain, www.t1gnation.com, which will be the central hub for all T1G clan-based title games. Check us out. Much love.